Okay, so made some really great progress today. So first things first, here's the logic that we used. Rob's scraper worked excellent, so I didn't need to rewrite all that. So, and he did it the right way too, which is always refreshing to see that he took a little time and did everything without scraping the front end, which is not as efficient. So he wrote everything. It scrapes perfectly, and the only thing I need to change was there's a couple things I didn't like. Because he was storing everything through Java, he wasn't really storing the intervals he was basically repulling the entire data set every single time. There wasn't really a reason to do that. It's easier to let me just show you in the code. So on this, there's two different websites that it allows for. One is the all positions, and this is a juggernaut of data coming at you. Then there's another thing over here called the latest positions. So the way I have this work is every time this launches, so if we launch a new thing, I'll do the all positions the first run. Then after that, I'll take all the latest positions and just keep running on it. So it'll process all the new incoming data much quicker rather than scraping the entire juggernaut of data every single time. It's just a little bit more overhead on that. Then again, we just dump it right into processing table, and it all goes to PHP. So let me show you how this works in a clean format. So as you can see now, we have no data in any of our stuff. I'm going to basically just start this on an initial load, which initial load will pull all data that was missing on it. So it's grabbing everything. It's depending on how quick their site responds, it could take up to about 30 seconds, but it's now sending everything to our database, which if I look at this now we have the race populated, which is the Mackinac 2016 race. I'll show you how that gets picked too before. The teams, here's all the teams with all the piece of data that they give us, and here's position counts that are low. And there's keep in mind, every transponder position is being implemented right now, so there'll be over 60-something thousand when we're done. So it's going in there very quick, but then that allows us to query and do really cool things with it. So first things first, now we have all the data. So let me show you some of the stuff that we're able to do that making this so you could go year to year and not need to worry about stuff. You could put your settings in there. This is your current year. This is the team name. By setting this, that's what it'll customize all your reports for. Finish line, you can put the GPS coordinates in. The starting line, GPS coordinates in. A lot of this data is overlapping to they have the distance to finish, which I found is not that accurate on some of the boats. So I was actually kind of curious what constitutes a distance to finish, because some of the boats are right at the finish line, then some of them are like a little bit away. So I was going to go through that with you guys. But anyways, race start time, the model boats, and that customizes all your reports moving forward. Here's the data that I threw on it. So if you go to this webpage, which is live right now, we can actually mimic last year's race. So I could put in any time of last year's race, and this is the data that will spit out. So let's just go on this. So at 2 a.m. Last year, Kevin in the Momentous, which is distance from you is 0 because this is the barometer that it measures all other boats against. The time since your last check-in, you're checking in every 15 minutes, and then this is the this is kind of, I'm tricking it right now, but this will say how long it's waiting for check-in. So when it's like 13 minutes have gone by since the last check-in, I'll say 13. Since the race ended, though, that's the last time your transponder checked in from now. But this up here is just for testing, so you can see at where you were at any point in the race. Here's the GMT check-in time, which that's how they send it. It's in GMT time. This is the conversion to Central Standard Time, so you'll be looking at it. Team ID, there's your longitude, latitude, and this is the distance to finish their calculation. And I also did another distance to finish that's our calculation. It comes up a little bit different, and I don't know what they're using here, what unit of measurement this is, but if we wanted to put in miles, I'll put another column up here in miles. But this is their distance in boat to you. This is just a sample. I'm going to start adding other fields on here now. We're going to put on the speed from the last check-in and all this other stuff. But this you could go to at any time. You can see it loads in basically fractions of a second, and it's only 3 kilobytes. So at any point in time, you could get this data on there, and we could start building as many reports as you want now that we house all the data. The way that I'm thinking we'll do it is we'll have different landing pages for everything. So once once this is up, we got another report that's you want to show whatever you want to show. Again, we could query this data, spin it in any way, shape, or form instantaneously. You should be able to check in. So I'm very happy with everything, where everything's at, and yeah, this is just the demo, the first step. It is live right now, so I'll put a link in an email with this too, so you could click on the link. But you could change the time, sir, again, to play with last year's data. And again, this year we'll just we got to do is in the database over here, change the setting to be the 2017 year, and then we're good to go, as long as you're same starting point, same finish line, and everything else. But if these, again, some of these things we don't need. I want to try to demo. We could do anything now that you'd like with all the different data, spin it and display it very quickly, very easily. So yeah, we'll go through it tomorrow, but I think we're at a very good starting point. Thanks.